Welcome to this edition of Week in Review. I'm Marlon Bailey, along with Ganem Hanna, across from me, Daryl Mundell, and Dr. Tiffany Priester is going to be our special guest today, along with a returning special guest. You know him as Dr. Creamer, and we're going to be starting off with him. But in the first place, we have to start off with the verse of the day. This is all about the Word and what Jesus wants to teach us. Get him?
Well, Marlon, today I'm picking up Galatians 6:2. It says, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. And I think this speaks in so many ways about all the ministries that we have been involved with and what we have seen here last week at LLBN. Everyone filling in for someone else, everyone else carrying the load for someone else, from Daryl to the production team and so on. So I think every ministry, every home, every Christian home, every couple, I think that verse would apply because we should all bear each other burdens. Yeah.
You know, this is
After all, Jesus carried our burdens for us.
Yeah, he said, you know, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. So I really appreciate your help in changing my tire on the side of the road, or your help when I'm coming out of the grocery store and with my broken arm I'm having trouble to load my bags in, or your help just the way you deal with your patients every day. So it's really kind of like all the 10 Commandments rolled up into one, because you know, if you do these, take care of each other like you would take care of yourself, then you're keeping the 10 Commandments. I mean, everybody's going to be your friend, right?
Amen.
What do you think, Dr. Kramer?
Yeah, absolutely. You're supposed to pick up the cross, you take on Christ's burden, you know, and then he'll take over your burden. And so I think that's a beautiful message, and it truly is what every Christian should do.
Dr. Tiffany?
You know, we did a segment this week that will air later talking about whole person care. And one of the things that came up was sometimes finding meaning in life has to do with reaching out to others. You know, and one of those facets is, you know, when you care for someone else's burdens, when you reach out and be with them, that in turn makes you a whole person.
Yeah, so being in the profession that you are, great benefit.
Absolutely.
When you heal your patients. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that more. Daryl, what's your comment?
Well, I think that's actually really heavy, that the last part of the verse, and thus fulfill all of the commandments. Makes you sit back and think, okay, bearing others' burdens, what all does that mean?
That's
when you think about what all the commandments there are.
Yeah. And when you think about the cost that allows us to make that choice, the cost of Christ's life on the cross.
Well, there's a simple thought comes to mind. I think that verse tells me it's not about me. It's about others. You know, and that's what Christ was. He came here to show us how to be for others, how to serve. So that's the essence of our faith and our belief as Christians, to serve others. And
again, back to Matthew 25, as we've done so many times, you know, in the final judgment, it's and Jesus isn't sitting there saying, or the judge isn't sitting there saying, it's what you did for me, it's what you did for others.
And what you do for the others benefits you.
Yeah.
But if you try to benefit yourself, what happens? You know, usually you end up in a bad place.
Well, and I hope we're going to talk about this here soon, because this whole last week at LLBN, there was a prime evidence of how others came to serve for the sake to improve other people's lifestyle, to help carry other people's burdens by teaching them how to live better and healthier and happier. So I think that's going to be our next discussion.
We will.
Well, let's start that discussion. You know, Daryl Mundell was the director of a really dynamic new health series that was produced over the last couple of days.
Fantastic. I mean, well, basically where we are, we're in the middle of a healthcare community, and some of us work within that infrastructure every day as our main job. But tapping into this, and not just from here, but from around the world. We had healthcare experts from around the world here in our studio. One of them sitting here next to me here, Dr. Priester, who was on several of these shows, and covering a variety of topics, diabetes, basic nutrition, cardiology, which is her specialty, and a variety of others. Want to tell us a little bit about the vision of this show that you saw?
Sure. It's an exciting new series. We're looking forward to sharing hot health topics, things that are being discussed not just around here, but sort of on a global perspective of it, and to provide up-to-date resources for people who are listeners about what they can do for health. And you know, the topics are quite varied, everything from a plant-based diet to the carbon footprint to cardiology and what you can do to be a better person. And the goal is to really share with our audience whole person care, not only yourself, what you can do to be healthy, and not just your own physical health, but emotional health, mental health, and things you can do that actually improve the world for generations to come.
We had a doctor here who specializes in relationships. He's a psychiatrist, specializes in relationships. Talked about that and how that affects your health, your whole health. We had registered dietitians, a number of them from Australia, from around here as well. We had you as a cardiologist. We had Dr. Zeno Charles Marcel. We had Dr. Landless. Names in this in healthcare.
Well, not to forget her mom.
Her mom,
Dr. Ruth Stanheiser,
who hosts all of the shows. Dr. Ruth Stanheiser, this is a face that you'll get to recognize. These shows will be on Smart Lifestyle TV to start with, and I believe they'll be starting in April. That's our plan at this point. We have an entire half season already shot within the last week.
You know, one thing I'd like to add here, what I was really impressed, you know, her father, Gary Stanheiser, who worked really hard to line up all these groups, in working, of course, with his wife, she's on the board. Could tell us a little bit more about her role?
Sure, she's on the General Council Nutrition Committee, and they've been looking into some of the hot health topics as well. They're getting ready to put out position papers on soy, on calcium, on coconut oil, some of these things that are recently in the news, some of these things that are getting researched quite heavily, and some of the papers about a plant-based diet. And so she and the rest of the committee have really been working hard to make sure that we have the best evidence to support the kind of diet and lifestyle that we've been, you know, promoting.
Right.
And these position papers will be available on the Smart Lifestyle website. You can download them as PDFs. There will be briefs, some short PDFs that basically bullet point the topic, and then there will be the full position paper that has the quotes and where they came from, as well as a lot of information.
And hopefully in the next few weeks, Mackenzie will give us some report about Smart Lifestyle TV and the actual airtime of these programs.
Yeah, as this comes together,
Yeah,
we'll
you'll be
be
able to
working on that with her.
Pick it up on social media, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But once again, I just want to emphasize how grateful we are to her dad, Gary Stanheiser, and her mom, Dr. Stanheiser, and the daughter, and had her baby here, I think, didn't you? You had your baby, and her husband. So talk about serving others. Here's a prime example. A whole family come together, serving night after night after night after night. It was tiring, it was long hours, but they did it with a cheerful smile and with gratitude to serve. So that's really a big reflection of the ministry of LLBN and how God works within his people to serve others.
See that verse that you gave at the beginning of the show here in action with all of them.
So it probably makes you official volunteers of the Loma Linda Broadcasting
Well, yes, it
Network,
does.
just like the crew that spent the time with you.
Marlon, it's a one-way door. Anyone enters through that door, they're automatically registered volunteers.
So now we got your number, we got your name, we know where to find you,
Happy to help.
and we're really appreciative of that. You know, this is a really great weekend here in Loma Linda. Actually, yesterday, maybe before yesterday, APC kicked off. Now, what does APC mean? Well, I have the top guy of the APC effort this year. His name is Dr. Creamer, and he's going to tell us about what APC means.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the 86th annual Postgraduate Convention. That's what APC stands for. And it has already been started with the Vegetarian Congress. And actually, even today, there was a cardiology symposium. It's going to be continued on tomorrow. And we still invite people who haven't registered to go ahead and register to join us. Just think you can have a room full of doctors. You can go and ask them questions if you wanted to, see their research, see the residents' research, see the medical students' research. And so it's really going to be an exciting weekend. It already has been a great turnout. So please come out, sign up for the 5K run, sign up for the pancake feed, sign up for the haystack feed, sign up for the pickleball tournament, sign up for the golf tournament, or just come out and socialize, have a good Christian fun at Loma Linda.
So how many postgraduates do you expect to attend?
I think like maybe 200-300.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a fairly good number.
And you have activities all through the weekend. And when does it end?
It will end on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah, so it's already been going on. Of course, it's also part of, or has joined one homecoming, and that's also the School of Nursing, the School of Dentistry, the School of Pharmacy, the School of Public Health are also all doing their alumni weekends as well.
So why is it important, that we all get together and do these conventions?
Well, just like you said, when you go through the door at LLBN TV, you don't go outside. When you're in the door of heaven, when you get sealed by Christ and God, you're going to be there forever. And so it's important to have fellowship because these are going to be the people you're going to have with you in heaven forever. So might as well start that relationship now.
Yeah. Well, you got a few days left to take part in the festivities, so just go to the website that you see on the screen here and get more information if you need more information, and come on down and celebrate us with us all through Sabbath, and including Sabbath Vespers as well.
That's right.
Yeah, this evening.
I just want to remind you to keep us in your giving plan. We're in the first quarter of the new year, soon to be over, and we have some challenges, financial challenges. And we also really appreciate your dedication and your loyalty about telling people you love about LLBN, because you're sharing the good news of Jesus Christ, and He's going to be coming soon. And you want to do everything to get your children and your friends and your neighbors on that narrow, crooked path to heaven. You can do that by sharing the knowledge of LLBN with them. Get them?
Well, and not to forget, you will get to meet all those that you were responsible to bring to God's kingdom because of the preaching and the teaching that takes place through the LLBN airways. I do want to remind our viewers that the Smart Lifestyle TV is a humanitarian channel. It's not a money-making channel for us. We use it to educate the public. Evidence of that, the wonderful work Tiffany, who has helped us here lately, along with her mom and her dad and many other medical colleagues who came in here to serve others. So just remember, it is a humanitarian channel, and we could use all your support to keep it on the air.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Week in Review. Join us next time for more information of what goes on behind the scenes and on the TV at the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network.